Hi, this is John DiMartino with Liberty Benefit Advisors, and today we're going to be discussing the Aon Rate Renewal Report, which was released on July 11th of 2018. As you know, every year Aon releases a report with the anticipated SEHBP increases this year for 1/1/2019. So the medical increase is expected to be about 3.7%. The prescription drug is expected to be about 17%, and the combined increase is expected to be about 6.6%. Now, those will be signed off on and endorsed officially, we expect, on July 25th of 2018. But of course, those numbers could change. Now, a couple of the other things that we wanted to review on the Aon report were what's going on with the total population. So in 2018, the active population actually decreased by about 20%, which means 20% of the total participants left to find coverage in the private marketplace. And in 2019, the report goes on to state that 10% of the population is expected to leave. Now, that is in line with what we've been telling and what other brokers in our industry have been telling their clients, that 75 boards of education and 87,000 members have left since 7/1/2014. And of course, of those districts that have left, now 9 of the 10 largest districts in New Jersey no longer participate in the SEHBP. So one of the things we wanted to look at was, how does reality stack up with what was forecasted in the 2018 report? Now, the 2018 report went on to say that 2.5% of the active population was expected to leave for a private plan in 2018. Of course, we now know that that's closer to 20%. In 2018, the premium was expected to be about $1.7 billion, and we now know that by the end of 2018, that's expected to be about $1.3 billion, or a loss of about $400 million. Now, both the 2018 and the 2019 report made light of the adverse selection problem that faces the SEHBP, and that is, if you're in the state plan and you can get better rates through a private program, you typically pursue that program. And what happens is, over time, the state plan is only left with the most unhealthy or high-cost groups. And as we'll see in just a minute, you can figure out where those groups tend to be. Now, one of the things we wanted to look at was one of the graphs that was in the 2018 report. As you can see, the section in blue is the active population, starting somewhere between 85 and 90,000 active members in 2015. And now, updating this to reflect the new changes in 2018, we find that there's somewhere between 55 and 60,000 members that we anticipate to maintain their enrollment in the SEHBP, a huge drop. Now, what's going on? There's about 590 at New Jersey boards of education, and of those, the last SEHBP report mentioned that there was about 220 still enrolled with the SEHBP. And you may think to yourself, well, that's 37% of all school districts participate. But what you're missing is not all school districts are the same size. So as we saw, 9 of the 10 largest school districts now get their coverage through a private entity. And when we take a look at just the total number of eligible members, so that's employees and their dependents in the state, about 20% of all the total in New Jersey participate with the SEHBP. 80% get their coverage through a private plan. Now, one of the districts that's most negatively affected by this is Bergen County. Of course, in Bergen County, it's a dense population with many school districts, and those school districts tend to be a little smaller than some of the districts in Mercer County, let's say, for example. So Bergen County still has 65 SEHBP participants, and what that means is these are small school districts in an area that's generally considered one of the highest costs for medical care in the country, which makes it extremely difficult for these groups to leave, but also it continues to drive the rates for the SEHBP, since membership in other areas of the state has almost completely dried out. So we're going to have more information about Bergen County, more information about some of the other counties that are the most negatively affected by the SEHBP adverse selection issue. And of course, following the July 25th meeting, we'll have an update on what we expect the 1/119 renewal to formally be. So thank you for joining me. This is John DiMartino with Liberty Benefit Advisors. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or connect with us on LinkedIn. Looking forward to hearing from all of you and to the next report. Take care.